All right, finished Julian's G Fuel tomorrow. All right.
You guys better not. That shit was like $35. I better at least get like 20, maybe 25. 25 because I only drink. Okay.
Take
Do you even know the number?
Well, welcome to All of a Sudden number 76. I sure do, buddy. Brought to you by Anchor.fm. If you guys want to start your podcast journey, do it now with Anchor.fm. We'll hear more about them a little bit later. As you can see, we got the huge Jay and Julian. How you guys doing?
Hey, what's up? Feeling pretty good.
So, as you guys are listening to this, the Xbox has just been released. The Xbox is now available. They're supposed to have some more available today, actually, but they're only doing online orders. So this episode drops 8 a.m. every Tuesday. So if you're awake watching this, go get your Xbox pre-order in or purchase in.
I already got my Dr. Pepper version sitting right here, ready to go. That way I could play Halo and Marvel Avengers VR or whatever the hell. They made a fridge.
Oh,
anyway,
boy. A little bit before I move on to like more Xbox talk, did you guys see that Ubisoft actually lost a lot of money on the Avengers game?
No,
like they lost $53 million on the Avengers game. So it was
the one with the Kamala Khan, right? The Miss Marvel, the girl who stretches.
Mm-hmm.
Was it supposed to be like another one of those Ultimate Alliance games?
No, it was completely different. It was story based. It I think it had RPG elements because there was a level up system, and apparently that was one of the kind of gripes about it was a big grind fest, but a lot of the grinding was repetitive and it didn't seem like it led to anything. Like there's no point in grinding anyways. So they are supposed to drop like a bunch of characters that kind of make it a little more interesting, but I think the content of the game itself just wasn't enough to keep people interested. I personally haven't tried it. I've just seen gameplay of it, and I can see where they're coming from. Like a lot of the fighting kind of seems redundant, and you have to do it a lot, and just I don't know.
I mean, it's understandable because even with like the Batman games, the Arkham ones, after a while it can be pretty repetitive. Even though he's doing like all these backflips and you're like dodging and all this other stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's kind of like a balance that you have to kind of find there.
I think the good thing about the Batman games was the fact that Batman is supposed to not kill, but if you see the things he does to like all the guys he hits, it's like, how are you not dead?
That one meme where like the dude's like folded in half and he's like, now talk.
True.
Yeah. So that kind of sucks for Ubisoft. I mean, it looked promising, and
I mean, from what I've heard from at least two people, it's a pretty fun game, but I mean, if they're not exactly like the best at like reporting whether a game is really good or not, so I don't know. I guess we'll see.
But yeah, back to the Xbox. It is available now, and hopefully I can get my hands on one. My brother has one incoming, so he'll get his.
Oh, he managed to score a pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
Did he get the S or the X?
The X. And he's been struggling to get like a proper pre-order for Valhalla in. So he pre-ordered it through Ubisoft themselves, but they kind of like messed him up a little bit because they said that there was a deadline to get pre-order bonuses, which I guess he missed, and they didn't tell him that he missed. So then it wasn't until this week that they finally like gave him his refund. So then now he's like scurrying to get a pre-order in so that way he can get his pre-order bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's
what did it come with, or
back to back
you don't know
Ubisoft whoopsies.
Dropping the ball.
Yeah.
Well, it is kind of a difficult situation that we're in, like with everything. But yeah, I mean, they had all this time to get stuff ready. I think Valhalla got pushed back, didn't it? They had been talking about it for at least a year or so.
I don't think it did. I don't know. I haven't followed it much.
I think the first time that they had announced it was last year's E3 when
Probably.
they still
I mean,
had E E3.
they usually, yeah, it's usually like a year in advance that they note it. So probably, but I mean, just I did watch some gameplay of it streamed through the Xbox X, and I'll give it freaking points because it actually looks really beautiful.
It looked
No, you-
cool.
No, you, Jay.
I was waiting.
I heard him whisper.
True. I don't know. I haven't kept up with it at all, honestly. Like I said, like I've spoken about in the past podcast or whatever. After the death of a certain character, I was like, I don't care about this game anymore.
Was it Desmond?
Yeah, it just ruined the game for everybody, but that's fine.
For what, like a 10-year-old game? That was what, Assassin's Creed 3 that
What
came out
about the
when we were in high
newbies,
school.
Joey? What about the
Huh?
newbies?
They're not gonna go back and play 1, 2, and 3. There's no way in hell. Like 1 gets so many like bashing because it's so
I
repetitive.
loved one. That's
It
the
was
only reason
so
I liked-
repetitive.
That's the only reason I liked.
Oh, let me climb this building and then synchronize everything and then freaking go catch.
What do you
No,
think
feathers
Assassin's
were in the
Creed
second
is?
game. It's not just that anymore. I mean, the story's a lot better.
One was okay.
Lisa, I'm poor and sick and hungry. That girl just annoying the crap out of me like every 5 seconds.
You
I
could
should,
just
like,
throw
just-
money at them. I thought that was great.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
just desynchronize. And just,
I never played 2. I didn't
Two-
get into the 2 hype.
I
I
think
played all of them.
Carlos. Oh,
Oh,
go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I played all of them up to Black Flag, and then that's when I stopped.
Is that
Did
when
you play like all 3 versions of 2?
3 versions of 2.
Yeah, I think it's 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood 2, and Assassin's Creed something else 2. There's like 3 games for like the second game.
I don't think there are 2. I think they're just like not side stories, like because they're still part of the main story. But
Doesn't
I don't know
Ezio
how to
have like a
explain it.
whole collection or something? Like, isn't
Well,
it?
yeah,
like-
that's why that's
Yeah.
all of 2. So it's
'Cause
like the
it's
Ezio.
Brotherhood. I think it's Brotherhood, and then I think it's a Unity. I don't remember. And
yeah,
then
it should be Unity because that pretty much came out at the same time.
Well, Unity. I
Unity
think, is
came out
the-
first. I think it was Unity and then Brotherhood, I believe.
I thought Unity was the French War one. I don't remember.
was it? I don't remember, dude.
Because I have.
I literally have the games right here.
I don't know, man.
But,
Google.
I used to play one of them with Carlos online. Like we used to play the multiplayer a lot, and that one had a guy in a plague mask, and I think it was Unity.
Yeah, I have the little. Remember, I told you I have the little clown with the knives that come out of the Jack in the Box.
Nice.
So it's regular 2. It's also Brotherhood, and it is also a. I'm just gonna put collection. Well, it's because it just gave me those 2, but I know there's another one.
Doing some quick,
I know
research.
some quick research here. I guess it was just the Ezio collection. It's Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Revelations. It's hard to read.
Revelation.
That's why I can't.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
when
very
he's old.
fuzzy.
Yeah, that's when he's
Yeah,
old man Ezio, right?
Yeah. That was a good game, honestly. That was a really good game.
Yeah, a lot of people say Ezio is like the the top tier guy, even though I think Altair was like the first one.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you
Yeah.
it was the first one, but I think Ezio was the
He was-
coolest one, honestly.
He was like a big fan favorite. I think
Yeah.
Ezio's synonymous with the Assassin's Creed
Lore.
franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, Assassin's Creed 3. Oops.
Oh, three was my favorite. A lot of people like hate on it for whatever the hell
that
reason,
was
but
Connor. It was with
The American Revolution.
yeah.
that one
I
was
like-
with,
I liked it a
the Indian
lot.
dude, the Native American. And then it
Um,
was Black Flag.
Yeah, where I think it was his father, no, or his grandfather.
No, his pops was what's the name of the
He
Templar?
was a Templar,
Yeah.
and then his dad was like an assassin. I don't know, some.
Yeah, well, Black Flag is like the background of 3.
Mhm.
Also, 4 is before 3.
Mm-hmm. 4 is the pirate dude. I forgot his name.
Kenway in it? Edward Kenway?
Edward.
Calloway?
Yeah,
Kenway. I
yeah,
was trying to remember the last name. I was like
Edward. Yeah.
Edward something.
He ends up being the dad of Connor's dad.
Uh,
I don't know his name,
I cannot for the life of me remember Connor's dad's name. Yeah,
Yeah. So all the
something
Black
Kenway.
Flag.
Nathan Kenway. I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah, Black Flag is all about before 3, sort of.
Then you got
Oh well, they
Origins.
that's what they keep doing, aren't they? Like they keep going further back in time. Wasn't Origins like through ancient Egypt, and then
Mm-hmm.
what was this last one? Something was
It
with
was like during the
Spartans.
Roman.
Yeah, the Greeks,
Mm-hmm.
and then now we're
Odyssey.
in Norse.
Yeah.
From what I gather, ever since they kind of diverged from like 1, 2, and 3, and 4, I guess was a part of that too. They kind of started going through what the heck is it called? That business. Well, they have like a database because Desmond was like one of the prodigies of like one of the main
Mm-hmm.
assassins, but there's a bunch of other people who have assassin DNA in their blood, and they're
That's
just
'cause
using all that information.
the reason why they use Ezio is because he was like a descendant from Altair. That's why.
Yeah.
And then he was also a descendant from Ezio and so on and so forth. But then they killed him off, and I was just like, then what was the point of me playing all these games? Like, I expected to
Money.
use Desmond when he was like a full-fledged assassin, but you only got to use him like a good 3 times, dude, throughout all those games.
And like literally when you're playing as him, you're not even being an assassin. It's more like, oh, let me just sneak through this room. Let me
Yeah,
get the apple and try to like use the apple to like, blast people.
it was lame. Honestly, it was super lame.
Yeah, it was.
What isn't lame is the fact, well, I guess depending on what your political party is, but we have a new president elect.
Supposedly, Joe. We
Oh,
need to
true.
recount the ballot.
Yeah, right. There's
We don't know. We don't know. We can't be certain.
rigged election. We gotta
Rigged
make
election.
sure. We gotta make
Even
sure
though
everything's-
the Senate, flipped Republican, them damn Dems, they rigged it. But yeah, it was definitely a crazy weekend. Well, crazy week, honestly. As we had spoken last week, it was kind of anxious. I was kind of anxious to see what the heck was going to happen. Because no matter who won, there was
Imagine the whole
bound to
world
be-
is anxious, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean,
Kind of a
It's
big
all
deal.
about Julian.
Julian's
I'm not-
All
anxious.
about Julian.
I can only the only reason why I bring it up, about myself is because I can only talk about myself.
Well, you
I
like to talk
can't
about
speak
yourself
for
a
you.
bit.
Well, okay, whatever. I can't speak for Joe. I can't speak for Jay. I can only speak for myself. And for myself, it was kind of a tense day. It was interesting seeing how they count and how many days it can sometimes take for them to count
Yeah.
ballots and all that
Unless
other
you're
stuff.
Nevada and you don't count, you just give
You
up.
just, like,
give up on the
You
count.
Just
you wait
kick it
you
there
wait
like
until you wait until another state makes a decision for you, and then you're like, oh yeah, us too.
We just finished. We just
Yeah.
finished.
It was kind of funny, especially because I was there.
Oh, you were there in Nevada?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I mean, who would have known, right?
True. But yeah, it was kind of interesting to see that side of things. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting one to have to constantly check your phone to see how the counts are doing and how Georgia slowly started to go towards
Shift
blue.
over.
Yeah,
I
that's
kept
very
looking
interesting.
at that one the whole time. Like a lot of people were concentrating on Nevada, and I just kept seeing Georgia, and like that percentage just keep crawling until they were the same, and then slowly Biden was like, "Oh, I got this."
Pennsylvania ended up swinging too, didn't they?
A lot
Pennsylvania
of them, because remember on Tuesday, when we were hanging out, I think Wisconsin was red, Michigan was red, Georgia, and
Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, one of the
Pennsylvania.
others. And then they just slowly flipped over the week, and that's why like a lot of people are kind of upset.
Um, Yeah, Georgia's been red since 71, I think. I think that's what we found out. So I thought that was the most shocking. Shut up. Most
Ooh,
shocking out of anything.
that was pretty shocking. Usually that's me that does that. Never
Lord.
seen Joe drop the
Podcast
ball.
over.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Yeah, but nonetheless, we do have a new president-elect. Joe Biden did win, so I don't know. Maybe it's a little too early to tell to see how things are going to pan out. Maybe, hopefully, things go for the better. Maybe we finally get some of that STEM money in.
True. I did find it interesting, because obviously, like, we have a lot of female friends and stuff, and it was cool seeing like their point of view and how they're, because we have a female vice president, a female Black Asian vice president, and it was kind of nice seeing how they found that as a victory for women everywhere and little girls and stuff. Like, hey, you know what? It is there. It's no longer a fantasy. It's no longer something that they do in movies or video games. We actually now have a Madam Vice President elect.
Yeah,
or whatever.
That's really cool. Especially like if you think of all the vice presidents before that, it's just all white dudes, old white guys.
Yeah.
And
Including
now we finally-
our president or a president elect.
Yeah. So that's cool. It's something to look forward to.
Something refreshing.
Yeah. One thing I feel like we always have to bring up a passing of someone. Alex Trebek, who just passed away Sunday, I believe.
And I think when we were recording the last episode, we also lost the Scott Highlander.
Great Scott.
Yeah, no, not Great Scott. Damn. Help me out here. I'm drowning.
You're talking about Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Yeah,
There
thank you.
you
Yeah. Old 007 himself. Yeah.
Mhm.
2020 is just really racking them up, aren't they?
Yep, and we're gonna top it off with Betty White. Just
You
wait.
shut your mouth,
Shut
Julian.
your
What is
mouth,
your
Julian.
problem?
Kick him out, Joe. Kick him out.
You can't see that, but this is wood here, and I'm knocking on it. Yeah, I mean it was a pretty sad day. We usually watch, or we used to watch Jeopardy, The Wheel, and all that, like around this time. No, like 7:00.
Yeah, it was usually on like 6 to 6:30, 6 to 7 here local time.
Yeah, because you would see that. You'd probably see like The Wheel of Fortune, and then probably like Big Bang Theory or 2.5 Men, something like that. But yeah, I mean it's a pretty sad thing. He had spoken earlier that he had stage 4 cancer or something.
Yeah.
Was it
Pancreatic
cancer? And he said that there wasn't really a high survivability rate, but he was pretty confident. He
lasted a good while. I mean, he announced that maybe 2019, and he was able to prolong himself a little bit more. I think he even went back to hosting for a little bit.
He did. They actually have it enough episodes to run until Christmas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but the past week's episode was pretty touching, because there was a contestant that had bet almost all his money. He wasn't winning, but I mean, either way, I mean, it was still like a big statement. I forgot what the question was, but he, instead of answering it correctly, he said, "We love you, Alex," and then he bet like
all but $5.
Yeah, all but $5, and it really choked him up, and it was really like one of those human moments, that really like touches you.
Yeah. Speaking of touching, Jay.
Be cool. I thought we were taking a break this week.
Speaking of touching, Jay.
Jay touches
what?
my heart.
Touching you.
Touching me. Sweet demonetization. No, we don't have to do your sports, Jay, if you don't want to do your sports.
I'm just happy it wasn't a
We
Christmas
can do
song.
it.
That's it.
I'm gonna give a quick, how do you say,
Shout out, highlight.
No, me looking into the future. How do you say it? I know there's a word for it.
Premonition?
Premonition, yes. The Patriots are gonna lose. That one's for you, Jacob.
It wouldn't be the first time they lose to the Jets, right? No, I mean to the Giants.
No, they're playing the Jets.
Fingers crossed,
Oh,
guys.
they are
Fingers
playing the Jets.
crossed.
Mhm. And
Hopefully, I'm
yeah,
right. You know.
Patriots have been a little bit of a doo-doo butter this year, so we'll
So,
see.
you know, on to more refreshing things. You know, let's pour up some of Julian's G Fuel. Let's go, Joe.
I want my G Fuel back.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Tomorrow, it's gonna be gone, Julian.
You guys are really gonna pound through like several scoops of G Fuel.
I'm
How
gonna.
many
Ice
cups is
scoop
that?
you
I
get.
think it's like 40, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 40 servings, I think.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna eat it like sugar. Just. Did you guys ever do that? Did you ever actually spoonful of sugar?
I did. And now look at me.
Jesus.
I think the worst I got was in my cereal. Like if my grandma gave me a sugar-free cereal or something, that's what I would do. It's just, and then you get to the end, when it's just
all
like mushy, like cereal.
You just
See, I mean, but that's
Straight to
understandable.
spoon.
Like you get yourself like a bowl of Kicks or like what was it, Chex Mix or whatever the hell like
Cheerios.
old people used to eat.
Yeah,
Well,
regular
Cheerios
Cheerios.
were okay. I
Well,
like
not
the
honey nut Cheerios. The regular
Just
Cheerios,
Like regular?
just regular
Yeah.
Cheerios. Yeah.
Well, either way, I mean, you get a bowl of like those. You gotta add something because there's like almost no flavor to that at all.
Well, when you're a child, yeah. I mean, yeah, I eat them now. Like it's whatever. I prefer that over like the sugary cereals, but back then, oof.
I've been leaning more towards Special K. Those are pretty good. I love having like the dried fruit. I don't know why.
Yeah, I can get down with some Special K Circle K.
some Circle K.
Some Circle K.
Some Circle K. Yeah.
Thank you, Circle K.
Thank you for sponsoring this segment
Please
of
sponsor
All
us.
of a Sudden.
I
Make
wish.
sure to get your
Jesus,
gas.
they got a lot of money.
Oh,
Free
Circle
slushies
K.
for the rest of our lives.
True. Do they have slushies? Oh, they have
No,
like
they have coffee, they have soda. They're starting to sell like cheeseburgers and pizza and all that stuff. And right now they have a pretty solid promotion on Monster Energy.
no.
Hey, sponsor us. Let's go, Circle K.
Maybe.
Shoot, Julian, get your work to sponsor us. Send us some free swag, some rain swag.
Some sweet, free
A lot of
Powerade
people-
waters.
A lot of people are always asking me for rain swag, and I'm like, you think I wouldn't be like wearing that? I always ask for like a hat or something, and they
Can I
never.
have some rain swag, please?
Yeah, dude, it'd be cool. Like I like the little like armor helmet
Helmet.
thing.
Oh, just for
I
you to
actually took one from like a display that we were throwing away, and I was gonna wear it, but it didn't want to fit.
on,
You're wearing
that-
a helmet
this guy.
right now, buddy.
Off his head. On that note, I want to thank you all for watching and or listening. If you guys are watching us on 107 Productions, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Makes us know that you're here, and we appreciate it. If you're listening to us on your podcast platforms, make sure to give us that 5-star rating, just to kind of help support the show. As always, we'll see you guys next week.
Stay sunny, guys, and if you do like and subscribe, let me know, and I'll get you one of these, stickers that was supposed to come out in Halloween, but just got here.
True.
So
True. Order's ready.
I mean,
Mr.
it's a pretty cool
Well-
sticker. I like it. It's a little pumpkin. It says all of a sudden.
You're a little pumpkin.
Thank you.
You
Bye.
little pumpkin spice boy.
I don't know about little.
I haven't had pumpkin spice in a while. What was that?